Hey everyone, this is MJ. You are at my channel called Reading This Life. My channel is where we talk fiction, friends, and fun. Not sure exactly how many of those we're going to talk about this week, but this is my weekly update. Stay tuned. And remember, before we get started, let me know, what have you been reading this week? So, last week I did a whole video on reading slumps because your girl is in one and she's still pretty much in one. I will say that I did get inspired to pick up a book and I am reading it. And then I got inspired yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday to pick up another book, and I got that from the library. So, yeah. Let's talk stats. For the Read What You Own challenge, let me get my stats up. All right, so I just logged into Goodreads, and right now I am at 27 of 51 books for the Read What You Own challenge. I am in the middle of number 28, and that is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I expect to finish that tomorrow. It's lovely. And Neil is reading it to me, and he is just such an outstanding narrator. I love him to pieces. I love him to pieces. So, Read What You Own challenge, 28 of 51. I'm moving like a turtle. I don't care. I think I'm going to have to introduce a new rule, though. Yeah, I might have to introduce a new rule. I'm going to hopefully finish this sucker in April, but if I don't, I need a loophole so I can buy books. Yeah. But I can't say anything yet, so stay tuned. All right, so, and then my year-to-date for my overall reading challenge that I imposed upon myself through Goodreads is right now 34 of 76 books for the year. That's just for the year. Read What You Own challenge is since November 6th of 2022. So that's where we're at. Okay, so that's for challenges. So let's talk about what I'm reading. So I already told you the Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Very, very cute. I would say if you loved Legends and Lattes, you may really like the Graveyard Book. From, instead of the fantasy angle, a little bit of a horror angle. Because it's cute horror. It's not even like scary. And there's a ton of characters that get introduced. And Neil does such a great job giving the characters life. Each voice he has is distinct. Each voice that he gives a character is interesting. It's different. It's distinct. It's just Neil. I don't know what else to say. So if you've never read the Graveyard Book and you're looking for something on the Legends and Lattes front, give it a go. Give it a go. What else am I reading? So the one that got me out of my slump, you know that I'm a child of the 70s, and I was a teenager in the 80s. And I remember watching a movie with a boyfriend, and it was the previews. And I'm not sure what it was. It may have been a Twin Peaks movie. Gosh, I don't even know. I was very much into art house movies, science fiction, B movies, B horror. Full moon movies were chef's kiss to me. Chef's kiss. They put out one of the best vampire movies ever. Let me see if I can find the information. Okay, y'all, my mind is just blown. So there was a specific movie production house, and I found their Wikipedia, but I thought there was only one. There's a series of these movies, and I had no idea. Full Moon Studios, that's the name of the company. They did the Puppet Master. Do you remember the puppet movies? Yeah, they did this. They did Subspecies. Subspecies. I haven't seen it in forever, but I swear, I rented it multiple times from my local video people because I loved it so much. Let me read you a little bit of the blurb. Subspecies is an American direct-to-video horror film series produced by Full Moon Studios. The series ran from 1991 until 1998. So that literally was the secret sauce in between where I was in college up until I got married, which was a fantastic time for me for entertainment because I had boyfriends, but I wasn't. No, I had boyfriends. Yeah, I did. And but they kind of just went along with my vibe, I think. My husband and I have two totally different personalities, two totally different interests, and I would have to drag him with chains in order to sit down and watch something like this with me. So I remember watching this in my glory, and I was like, oh my God, I love this movie. I digress. Okay. And follow the exploits of vampire Radu Vladislaus, portrayed by Anders Hove. Do we know Anders Hove? You probably recognize his face. He was on General Hospital. Alan, I'm looking at you. Do you remember? Yeah, he was on it. A spin-off film was released in 1997, which featured characters that would go on to appear in the final installment of the film series. Ted Nicolau directed each of the 5 films, which included the spin-off. He also wrote the scripts for the sequels and spin-off. The series was shot on location in Romania, utilizing the stop-motion and rod puppet techniques to achieve the look the director wanted the series' subspecies creatures to have. The series had mixed reviews, with critics citing vampire cliches as a downfall of the films, but generally commending the director's choice of filming in Romania as well as the special effects used in the film. I absolutely loved it. I thought this was, it gave me 1970s vampire vibes. So good. I think I want to start watching Full Moon Productions again. Okay, but anyways. So, it probably was during one of those movies that I saw this preview. And this preview was for the movie Crash, starring James Spader. Now, James Spader at this time, y'all, he was a little bit of everything. He was a little bit of everything. He first got my attention, I believe, in Pretty in Pink. It could have been earlier, but definitely Pretty in Pink, I was all about James Spader. Oh, yeah. Then, White Castle. That was another, go to the video store, bring it home, watch it. Secretary. Oh, so good. And then, when I saw, I don't know where Crash wound into all of this, but in that time, David Cronenberg, happy belated birthday, just turned 80 years old. One of my favorite film directors for one of my favorite films ever called Nightbreed. Oh, Nightbreed is so good. It is so good. I was watching it on Amazon, Tubi. Somebody has it. You can watch it. And it really, really is good story, good plot, keeps you guessing. Special effects, not so much. Makeup is phenomenal. But the special effects, you can, it didn't age well at all. Fantastic story. David Cronenberg has a starring role in it. What else? Okay, so then David Cronenberg directed Crash with James Spader. Over at Ollie's Discord, this is one of his disturbing books that he's reading. He said he was reading it, and I said, that's the book that's going to get me out of my slump. Ran to my Queens library. Shout out to Queens, New York. They had it. I downloaded it, and I'm reading it. Now, I can't show you because it's on my phone. I will insert a picture here of what it looks like. It's one of those that you can't shoot it over to your Kindle. I can't shoot it over to my Kobo. I can't open it up on my laptop. I don't know what to do. I just want to read the freaking book. I don't want, a computer science class and how to turn it into a PDF and all this other stuff. I just want to read it. So I'm literally reading it on my phone like this. I'm halfway through this book, and this book it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I know Ollie did his review today. I think he published it today because I asked him, I said, are you reviewing this book? And he said, yeah. I said, dang, I want to review it too. And I said, you know what? I'm still going to review it, but I'm going to review it from a woman's perspective. So look for that probably, it may happen for Friday. It may happen for Friday. Cross your fingers. I may be able to film it tomorrow. No, can I film it tomorrow? I might be able to film it tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe Friday night it'll go out, but I'm doing Crash, a woman's perspective. But that's the book that is getting me out of my reading slump. Crash by J.D. Ballard. It's a short book. It's only 140 some pages, but the fact that I have to read it so close to my face is just giving me eye strain. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so I'm reading that, and let's go into what else. God, now I want to watch Subspecies. If you have watched Subspecies, we need to be friends, and you need to comment down below. If you are a fan of Full Moon Production B horror movies, comment down below because I need to know who you are. And there has to be at least one of you out there. Oh, I love Full Moon Productions. They're just so good. They're so bad. They're so good. And it really wasn't that bad back in the day. Really wasn't. Okay, let's get back on track. All right, so back to Goodreads. People are texting. All right. So yes, so Crash by, J.G. Ballard. Crash by J.G. Ballard. The Graveyard Book. And then yesterday, I am watching a video by Idget Reads and Rambles. I shared in my community post his video. Idget Reads and Rambles is a student in Canada studying, grinding, doing everything that he has to do. And every time I watch his video, I find a new author. I find something new that I want to dive into. So he did a whole video on Richard Brautigan. Never heard of Richard Brautigan before. Brautigan? Never heard of him before, but I got sucked in. And I really, really enjoy his poetry. Like, really enjoy. So, Idget got me on Discord. We went back and forth. I said, where do I start? Where do I start with Richard Brautigan? He said to start with a few books. But the one that I was able to download was an anthology of 3 books. And the book that he recommended was In Watermelon Sugar. Now, this was written way before Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar. And if you know Watermelon Sugar, I'm not saying nothing. So, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. Now, this is more of a prose opposed to poetry. But his poetry is just really, really interesting, unique, different, fascinating. Kind of mouth-dropping. I don't know how else to explain it because you're like, he just did that. Like, oh my gosh, he put that in a poem and it works. So, yes. So that's where I'm at with my slump. So, Crash is about people, specifically a male, that has autoerotic fantasies while crashing his car. And he thinks about cars a lot. And there's a lot of chromium involved, a lot of chromium steel. That's a Duran Duran line, so you know. I think Simon Le Bon probably read Crash and pulled that into Electric Barbarella. Just saying. Yeah, the word chromium, if I took a drink every time I saw the word chromium, I would be pretty drunk. But yes, it's about people that get off while crashing cars. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating so far. So I'm going to give a full review on Friday. But this was made into a movie, and I'm coming full circle now. And the preview for that movie was in one of the full moon videos. And when Ollie said, and I remember that, I'm like, oh my God, I want to see that movie. I want to go see it. I want to go see it. It never got released, really. I don't think I was old enough to go. Wait, was I old enough? I probably was old enough, but I had nobody to go with me. Nobody really talked about it. It may have just been like, went straight to video or something. I don't know, but I need to see that movie, people. But Ollie said that he was reading it, and that's what sparked me. And I'm like, I think my slump is over. Okay. So those are the 3 books that are getting me out of my reading slump. Well, the 1 and then the 2 follow-ups. Okay. We're finishing those this weekend. No reviews this week because the slump didn't finish anything. I talked about everything I finished. Okay. Let's talk about, and there may be some other things sprinkled in too, because I'm going to finish the Graveyard book tomorrow. I'm probably going to finish Crash tonight and tomorrow morning. And then Watermelon Sugar isn't really long. I'll probably finish that Friday or Saturday. I'm like, I don't even know how much I'm in. I'm probably only in like 20% in. It's like 140 some pages, something like that. Okay. So let's talk about some Scribe things, shall we? How's the Scribe going? The Scribe is just about 1 month old. I picked it up like the first week of February. I picked it up like January 2nd, something like that. It got delivered. So I gave it the full 30-day trial before I made a decision as to whether I was going to keep it or send it back. Since that time, they came out with a software update. And the software update has been really, really good. So with the software update, we received a bunch of new pen nibs. So we have in our arsenal now, let me just get into my notebooks here. And the one thing I love is you can get into your Goodreads account from it too, which is pretty awesome. So we have, I'm not gonna like take you over to my desk or anything. I'm just gonna kind of show you here. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, maybe you can. These are the pen nibs here. So we have, or is it here? It's here. Okay, so this is the size. Fine, thin, medium, thick, heavy. Here we have the pen, we have fountain pen, marker, and pencil, and the different thicknesses here. Thicknesses? Is that a word? I think it's a word. This is the fountain pen, and it writes beautifully. And this is just me scribbling. This is me scribbling for the tag that I did during the week, and it's stunning. It's stunning. I absolutely love it. I love that update. The other update that came with it, now I have not explored every single thing that the Scribe can do yet. So I am learning, and I'm not a tech channel. So there's going to be more books than tech on my channel, but when I can get the time to do a deep dive, I'm going to film like a whole thing, like maybe like a Scribe 101. So the notebook settings, I think they may have changed as well. You can name your notebook. You can choose your cover page, and you also have the different styles of stationery that you can use. You can use margins. You can have like a to-do calendar. You can have an actual calendar, a box, lovely box that you could tick off for all of your completed tasks. So those are in notebook settings. And then under book and notebook options, you can also share your note. You can quick send it to an email, or you can share via email. So if I wanted to share this to my Reading This Life email, I can do that. I can send myself a note from here to there. And it goes in PDF format, which is nice. Now I have accessed my notes through the Kindle app on my phone before, which is lovely. But if I needed another form, if I wanted to send it to someone, if I wanted to forward it to someone, It's nice to have that option. I don't believe we had that option before the software update. Don't quote me on it though. I'm not sure because like I said, I was mostly reading. I wasn't playing around with it besides making notes and annotating. Okay. So you can add up to 5 email addresses, only sent to others with permission. A little disclaimer there. So yeah, you can have 4 emails like in your email box that you can like shoot things off to people, which is really cool. And I wonder if they I'm going to hunt down one of my Scribe people, one of my Scribe tribe. I'm going to send a PDF, and I want you to open the PDF on your Scribe and send it back to me. And if you can write on it, that'd be really cool. Wouldn't that be cool? But you can't open it here. I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. Okay. All right. And then the other thing is subfolders. Subfolders you're able to make as well. So you can create notebook or you can create a folder. And within the folder, if you can see that, you can create notebooks. So you're keeping everything really organized. So yeah, super, super pleased with it. Still a favorite reading device to read at home on. The Hubs is watching sports. He's watching NCAA basketball. All my teams are out. So I really don't give a crap anymore. So I'm going to prop this sucker up and I'm going to read. That's what I'm going to do. As long as my book is on here. But yeah, charge is still holding nicely without annotating. I'm still at 86%, which is really good. What else? That's about it. Oh, and I want to mention Liberation Day by George Saunders. Didn't have time to read it. I'm sending it back to the library. There's like 4 people waiting in line for it. They can enjoy it. Couldn't do it this time around, George. I'm sorry. You didn't pull me out of my slump. People having sex with cars said. All right. Yeah. So still really, 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 really recommend if you are a Kindle person, if you are an e-reader person, and the size of the screen for me, I do not own a tablet. I do not own an iPad. I do not have an iPad mini. All I have is my phone, a Kobo, a laptop, my Paperwhite, and now I have this. And I don't want a tablet because I don't want to have that temptation to browse, to play a game, to do anything other than read. That's what I love about this, is that it's the size and it's reading with blinders on, pretty much. It's just good. It's just good. If you can afford it, if you can save up for it, if you can trade in your devices, do you know if you trade them in, you get a little extra? They will knock some money off, and sometimes you will get 20%. They used to have a 20% trade in. I'm sure when Prime Day comes around, this is going to be a hot seller because the new model is going to be coming out. If you just want to try it for the 30 days and then send it back, you can do that. You can do that. People do it all the time. Why not do it with a device that you're seriously on the fence about, that you're not sure if you want to get it or not? But yeah, I have no complaints about this. If you are new to my channel and you don't know how I got this, basically those fun percent cashback things that you get every time you make a purchase, I had 4 years of those stacked up. So I treated myself for my birthday. So there's like no guilt with me. And that's another way that you could pay for this device. It's not cheap. It's over $300 and the bundle is closer to $500. But you do get a lot of bang for your buck with the bundle. The case is great. The premium pen is fantastic. The extra charger is lovely to have. So I have no complaints about this device. The annotation, I need to get into a book and annotate more. I haven't because the last few books that I've read are on paper and on my phone. I can't transfer it over to my Scribe because I just don't have the time, the patience. I asked for help and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working for me, and I'm okay with it. I'm almost done with this book, and then once that's done, it's done. What else? So I guess that's it. So yeah, let me know down below. Did my video series help you make a decision about the Scribe? Coming from a reader, not a tech person, you know, somebody that actually uses the device to read, not just review the hottest, latest, greatest, and sexiest thing, you know, that Kindle has to offer. And I'll tell you what, Kindle Unlimited, they've got some good stuff. I'm trying to stick to the read what you won't. I want to get through this challenge. So, like, I know, I need to read more stuff, but I'm getting there. Let me get through this slump, and then I'll see what I can do. Yeah, Kelly hooked on books, and we just bailed on that tomorrow. Just, I wasn't feeling it. She had other books going on, so we're going to do, like, a reboot of that. So, yeah, so this is my rambly video. Okay, everyone, that is it here from me. I hope you are all doing well. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others, and I will see you in my next video, whether that be sooner or later. So until next time, everyone, goodbye for now.